I think courage is the best makeup that we can wear. Courage is the best makeup that you can wear. So I think I'll start. Today I'm going to introduce the speaker of the day because he is someone that who has worked with me. He's someone that I met. You see, when you meet these people and you are like, this person, this is not what I expected. What I expected versus what appeared was pretty different. So I remember I met Otieno Paul Peter because I wanted him to help me with some online things. And when we met, I think our second meeting, Otieno just brought up the issue of Power Monday. And I was like, why don't we then start? So Otieno Paul Peter is someone who will think of an idea and then in like, we're doing it now. We are doing it now. So guys, who is Otieno Paul Peter? He is a serial entrepreneur. He started his first business when he was in class 6. He actually told me he was selling bananas. Okay, he currently runs 3 organizations. He's an extremely gifted and passionate business and life skill trainer. He's an excellent author, 2 great books so far: Live Your Dream in 7 Ds and The Making of a Symphony Orchestra. Kindly, guys, just make sure you read those 2 books. And Timeless Leadership. He's a perpetual student of life in the field of business, philosophy, spirituality, science, technology, and religion. He holds a degree in physics, a master's of science in information system, and is now studying masters of science in psychology at Liverpool John Moores University in London. He's a leader in various organizations, a family man, and a stress-free soul. He is ever happy. For me, I call Otieno Paul Peter chairman because in every meeting or in every organization Otieno Paul Peter is goes, for some reason he has to be chosen as the chairman because he has this aura that people just um see in him, that people feel in him, and they're like, this is a leader. So ladies and gentlemen, help me welcome Otieno Paul Peter. Otieno Paul
Thank
Peter.
you, thank you very much, Niall. That's good to hear. Yes, it's true that in when I was in class 6, I wanted to. I saw some friends buying stuff during break time. They were always loaded with money and buying jaggery. Some of you know jaggery, yes, nguru, buying sugarcane, buying mandazi. Now, at that point, sad to note, you never used to take breakfast. Now, I didn't take breakfast. I still don't have money to buy what people were buying. But then uh, I wanted to do the same. So I asked one of them, where do you get money from? And he told me that my debtors pay me back. And you can imagine what that means. A boy of class 6, where did you get money in the first place to loan other people so that they can pay you back? It was a big deal. So I thought about it, and then I said, I've got to get involved in some sort of business. And I got myself into business. I burnt charcoal once and for all. I've never done it again. I got 2 debes. One was used within the house. I was living at my maternal uncle's place, and that was a common thing. And I hated it. I didn't like the whole idea. You don't sleep because it might just get spoiled. So I discovered that I'm not very gifted in laborious activities. Yes, where you need a lot of physical effort. But at least God gave me the other side. I can think and come up with different ideas that can work. So I sold 1 debe. It was only 40 bob, and that's the way I started. I bought a bunch of banana, ripe them, and sold them. And along the way, the same business grew to different other things, including cassavas. We would sell to Asumbi TTC and the rest. And that would happen during the weekends. That's how I bought my first shoes, my first pair of shoes. And at least I bought my mom something. A while later, when I moved from there, back in my hometown, Kindu Bay, started another business. When I left school, there were times I didn't go to school. So those were the days I thought about. I was fishing. Yes, I was fishing. I was a fisherman. But I realized that fishing wasn't giving me as much money as I wanted, because I wanted to pay school fees. Then I thought, what is it that I can do which is even less riskier? Because I would go into the the lake very early in the morning, walking in the fords, and very cold. I thought it was not very exciting. So a friend of mine advised me, why can't you start something in town? And told me to try sweets. And I started with sweets. I actually started with 200 bob. Yeah. And that 200 wasn't all consumed. I bought what some people can remember used to be called co. It was 40 bob. I bought bulgum. It was 80 bob. I bought a trough, a small basin. It was 20 bob. And I started moving around with them. And that business grew, grew, grew. And later I was the champion for boiled eggs. I was the first one in our hometown to sell boiled eggs. And I was named different names, yeah, different names of the sweets and all sorts of things. And that was meant to also help me go back to school. The following year, I went back to school. And at every point in time, when I joined the university, I was looking for what business to start. And that's the way my life has been. I've always been in business and currently still in business. Today, it's my pleasure to discuss with you what this subject called selling. Outlive Your Dream, that is our one of our premium courses. And so at this moment, I'd request that we just put in the chat what does selling mean to you? What is it? What is it that you mean that we mean that you understand when we talk about selling? And I will try to rush because I will cover a lot of things within a very short time. And hopefully I will get some time for questions and answers, which you can put in the chat as well, and somebody will be recording them. So what does selling mean to you? Yes, you can put it in the chat as we get started. And uh, so that is me. I hope you're seeing my screen. The topic is selling as a life skill. Many of us don't see it, so but perhaps out of this you will be able to see what we mean, and perhaps unlock your potential and become whom you were meant to be. So what is a life skill? A life skill, this is something personally I don't use a lot of book definitions. I define things the way I understand them. And because you've said that selling is a life skill, what is this life skill? These are skills that generally you need them in life. They help you to survive, they help you to thrive in life. Yes, if you get that definition, that will be good. Yes, you could be an accountant, that's good. You could be an engineer, you could be um, let's say specialized in construction, you are in marketing, you are in any other profession, you are a teacher, but life skills unite all of us, and they will be able to determine how far we go, how far we ascend the ladder of success. So you need them, and one of them, in my own opinion, if you don't believe it, it's okay, is that you need to know how to sell. And so I hope we are writing down. We are writing down what selling is. And I just want to ask, yes, I can see selling is convincing other people to buy your ideas, your product, service, transfer of goods and services at cost, transferring of an idea from your mind. Yes, I love that. Transferring an idea. Selling to me means making money. Yes, making money. Yeah. Money would be a result. Money would be a way to compare whether you are really doing well in that. Provide a service for exchange of money and selling exchange. Mm. Good, good. Highlighting the merits of a product, persuade other people to buy, and all sorts of that. Thank you very much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So, uh, out of this, perhaps we are going to change our mindset about selling and our approach about selling, and realize that everyone in some way or the other is involved in selling. So who is selling or who is not selling? Who is selling and who is not selling? All of us sell. You are selling, whether you're a teacher or a night guard, like the guy you're seeing, or you are a beggar in the street, or you are a pastor. Everyone is selling without exception. Whether you're a child, a baby in the house looking for someone to change your diaper, that is selling. So selling is not just transaction. Transaction would be uh, a currency. But in this case, I'd like us to think of selling differently, because everyone is selling. Everyone is trying to pass that idea, to pass that belief. Everyone is trying to be in some communication of influencing people. And that's the way people earn money. You are only going to earn as much as you can sell. Whether you're selling using your CV so that you get a job, or in a job interview, or you're looking for a life partner, a spouse, whatever, you're presenting some business, you want to be liked, you want to be on their side, on their good book, on their good books, you see. And that is selling. If you are not getting things working, if you are not getting things the way you want them to be, then you might question your ability to sell, your sellability. That's the truth. That's it. You see, so it is the only way through which we earn money. We earn money when we sell, whether we are going to sell our time somewhere, or we are going to sell our effort. We are carrying some baggage or some luggage for somebody from point A to B. In order to earn money, we've got to sell them to believe that we can do it and they can trust us in that. Whether we are selling our homelessness, our desperation, and enough people are good at selling their desperation, whether they are not beggars in the street. Now that is still part of selling. You want people to believe in what you are doing, and so pity you and give you some money. Whether you're selling uh, your skill, you are a cartographer, you're drawing maps, yes, you are just an artist or an interior designer or whichever profession, you are trying to sell something. And whatever you're selling is what value you're bringing to the marketplace. And if you bring less value, you don't get as much results. You see? So that is it. And so your capacity to earn, you better remember this. Your capacity to earn is determined by your capacity to sell. Your capacity to earn is determined by your capacity to sell. If you're earning little, it means you're selling very little. And it means there is a problem, and probably you need a session like this. So, what exactly is selling? As many of you have alluded, selling is making someone believe what you believe. Yes? As a leader, for example, your biggest work is selling. You're selling agenda, you're selling an idea, you're selling a vision, you're selling a mission, you're selling people to believe in a cause. That is selling. It has nothing to do with money. Money would be an end result as a currency to determine how well you're doing in your sales. Yes, selling is what will make somebody get you a job, get you a promotion, leaving the rest and picking you out of the crowd because you've become a good salesperson. They may not call it sales, but you've made them to believe in you. You've made them to believe you have what it takes, and you've made them to believe you are above the rest. Selling is what will bring people to your side or repel them away from your side, depending on how you position yourself. That is it. And that is what will determine whether you are paid more or paid less. I was employed by an organization, the second organization after I left college. And I thought there was a standard. You see, because even when they asked me what I would love to be paid, I I told them, but then they also said, well, we have our rates here in the company, and most times you'll just be around that, whatever. What do you think about that? And things like that. And later, I learned that they were paying me more than they were paying my colleagues in the same level. You see, when I was getting employed, the first employment from college, they asked me, they had an office in Nairobi, several of them. Then they had one, I think, Kisumu, and another one in Mombasa. Where would you like to work? I told them in Nairobi, only in Nairobi. You see, and even in the second organization, there were offices in other places. When they asked me, where would you like to be located? Any other person would say, anywhere. I said, no, Nairobi. I would only be in Nairobi. It doesn't mean I had different options of job. I was looking for a job. I was just out of college. I was looking to survive. But maybe it was the confidence. Maybe it was the way I talked to them. I don't know. But that is selling. And this is what you want to remember. This is algebra. Yeah, this is algebra that I learned somewhere in the university. If A equals B and C equals B, then it only means that A is equal to C. I know that might sound a little bit difficult, but it's simple. If A is the same as B and B is the same as C, then it means A and C are the same. And that is the way I came to a conclusion that sales and leadership are one and the same thing. The only thing that happens is as you grow in your leadership, you grow in your salesmanship, in your sales ability, in your ability to sell. And so you want to learn leadership, you want to grow in your leadership in order to become a better salesperson, to sell yourself to the top. And there are just a few things you can always work on repeatedly, and you grow. So selling and leadership are one of the same thing. But this is the way I say them. You need to learn to sell to grow in your leadership. And so leadership is a second level, and then entrepreneurship is a higher level. Because entrepreneur is not just leading people, but also leading in resources and all sorts of other things. Yes. So we've agreed sales is that transfer of idea, transfer of belief, transfer of enthusiasm, what you believe in. And that is it. And the moment we look at it like that, we will not be negative about it. You know, long time ago, uh, I didn't think of myself as a salesperson. And so I hated even the word. I was saying, personally, uh, from technical background, I'm not a salesperson. Because every time I thought about sales, I thought about these people who may be hawking things, hawking things like insurance, hawking whatever, all sorts of things. And I was feeling like, hey, I'm not that type. I'm not that gifted. Yeah. Though I had done peddling, which is basically working with things and displaying them, not talking to anybody. That is not the selling we mean. You're just showing them, and then people come and buy and give you money. They come pick, give you money. That's different. The selling we are talking about is very high level. Yes, whether you do not even have that item, you could be selling just an idea, just a vision. And that's what we are talking about, leadership. And with that, you are going to sell anything. Whether you are going to sell mandazi, it will go better because you've grown in your ability to sell. And so $1 million question, which is the most important product? Which is the most important product? Let's see. Yes, what do people say is the most important product? Yeah. Yourself, yes, Susan, yes, of course. You learned this the other day. Yes, yourself, Joshua, great. Yeah. So this is something that many people do not appreciate. Many people do not appreciate. If you are not going to appreciate this, you are the problem. Remember, you cannot sell what you can't buy. You cannot buy what you can sell, and the converse is true. You will always sell something you believe in, something you can buy. So you are the most important product. You as an individual, you as a person. If people don't buy you, they're not going to buy anything from you. And they will not buy anything from your company either. They will not want to relate with you. And so you have to buy yourself, by the way. And many of us haven't bought ourselves. We don't believe in ourselves. You don't believe in yourself. You believe somebody else is much, much better, somebody more privileged, more gifted than you. And remember, you are the only product of your kind, because there is no any other duplicate. If you are trying to be somebody else, you can only be a photocopy of that guy. You cannot be any better than the original person. But you are an original. So why can't you sell yourself? Why can't you sell your unique gifts? Why can't you make yourself be the brand that you are meant to be? You see, so you must build yourself, build your confidence, believe in yourself, so that when you're talking, people can see that you have bought yourself. You believe in yourself. Many times, even our words are words of desperation or something that can send people away. We do not radiate the right energy that make people want to be with us. Yeah. So people will buy you before they buy from you, and then they buy from your organization. You better remember that. If they don't buy you, even if you bring what, they won't buy. You see, so they've got to believe in you first, then they will believe in what you are telling them. And why would they buy? They would buy you because, and this is where your task is. This is why, this is what you need to do. This is what you may need to focus on, because they know you. So do they know you? And this is why you check, even in politics. Somebody who is not known rises up that I want to be president. And you wonder, who is that? And you definitely know that they are not going anywhere because nobody knows them. So your first task, dear friend, is to be known. The moment you're known, the rest become very easy. Yes, it becomes easy. So what efforts are you doing in order to put yourself out there and get known? Yes, you do not have to do anything mysterious. You just need to do maybe a few things. Yes, just participate when people are participating. Just speak up when people are supposed to speak. Just stand out when people are sitting down. People are looking for reasons not to participate. You see, you must. In one of the workshops I attended, thanks to Maurice here, somebody was saying that people who are kimbelembele in Kenyan language, you are always there, visible. There are some of us that you could be attending church, but even in your church, nobody knows you. So when you are absent, nobody will know that today you are absent. Could be in any group. Nobody knows whether you are there or you're not there. You are asked, for example, to put in the chat where you're logging in from. You sneak in, you sneak out. Nobody gets to know. You're leaving no track anywhere. By the end of the day, if people have to make a decision, they will make a decision based on whom they know. And that's why there is that saying, better the devil you know. They like you. Do you give them a reason to like you? They trust you. Do you give them a reason to trust you? And in leadership and in everything in selling, we buy out of trust. Even when we are doubting, but that degree of trust must go beyond 50%. I'm buying thing, I'm not sure if it's going to work, but they are telling me it's going to. We are trying to judge from that. And if you present yourself as somebody who is to be trusted, but you are not generally trustworthy, it's going to abort along the way. Yes. Somebody likes to say bullshit can only take you so far. So being disliked means nobody wants to relate with you. Nobody wants to buy from you. And I'd like us to think of this. Thankfully, I've been in both sides. I've been a fisherman. I still consider myself one. And I've been a hunter. But it's interesting that Jesus talked about being fishers of men. Yes? So the question is, who are you? Yes? Thinking of these two sides, who are you? Are you a fisherman or are you a hunter? Most times in hunting, we chase after the prey, running literally. In my maternal uncle's place, where I was saying, where I started my first business, hunting was a common thing. You pick a dog, you take some slashers, some rungus, whatever weapons, and you move in the bushes and hunting, trying to push every bush, whatever, so that maybe a hare would come out, an antelope, and you start chasing after it. It's very risky sometimes. They would pass, sometimes they are just passing through a homestead, they're chasing their prey, they throw their spears. That is fighting, yes? But then there is fishing where you sit and attract fish to come to you. Usually, we say success is something you attract by being an attractive person. Success is attracted. Success is generally a timid lady, timid, and you've got to seduce it your way. While on the other side, failure is very aggressive. Failure doesn't wait for you to give it room, it will just come. And so tell me, between the person on the right, the person on in black, and the person in the t-shirt, and the person in white, whom do you think you can relate with? Who is attractive? Who can attract success? Yes? Who can attract success? Yeah? Um, I want to see what people are saying. I hope you are able to see that too. The person in white. Yes, the happy one. Good. There is a Chinese proverb. Yes, the one in dress. Notice that the guy doesn't even have a suit, by the way. You know, many times we are told to put on official suit, whatever. But why is this guy attracting us? We are told there is a Chinese proverb that says, whoever cannot smile should not open a shop. So if you can't smile, you can't lead, by the way. Most times you will have problem attracting people to your way. You see, so you could be so dressed to kill and whatever, but the energy you're radiating is not the type that we want. Now the question is, whom do you relate with? Who are you in your profession, in everything you're doing? Are you always this downcast guy, always negative and things like that? How will you sell yourself? Who will buy you in that nature? You look like you're desperation himself. Yeah, nobody wants to associate with you. So we must learn to make ourselves that attractive person that will attract people with our smile, the facial expression. And that's why even if you are in a lift, everyone is quiet. You know, there is this psychology. When you get into the lift, everyone turns to face the door and you wonder why. You could still face back and still you reach where you are going. And then everyone is quiet, if unless there is a baby in the lift. Yes, because the baby will smile, because babies are better salespeople, and everyone starts smiling with them. You are not smiling with the mother, you're not smiling with the father or the person carrying them, but you are busy with the baby because you're already attracted to the baby. So I want to discuss 5 things very fast that will bring you up to the top. And one is character, strength of character. Most times we call these 5 things the Midas touch. They are the 5, you can think of them as the fingers, your fingers, the 5 fingers that you need to grasp success, to climb the top, to climb the ladder. And the first one is character, strength of character, which is always represented by the thumb. People can work on other things, but working on character is all a sole responsibility. It is your responsibility. If you have some flaws in your character, it's you to work on them. And could be just alcoholism. I remember my dad was alcoholic, and every time people were making decision, they would say, "Ah, Sasa, what will you ask him? That drunkard. that drunkard guy. It could be the way you're taking care of your family that people will hate and they do not want to relate with you. But what is it? Do you build a strong character that can bring people to you? Yeah. If you have a good character, you can be consistent with what you're saying. If you say this, people know you mean it. Not saying this and then you do the following. Uh, it could be the way you keep time. Yes. What is this? What is this character in you? Have you built a strong character that is liked, that is likable, something that would draw people to you? Check your character flaws. Check your character flaws. And in leadership, we say discipline is the start. Leadership and what is self-discipline? Discipline is self-discipline or no discipline at all. And that encompasses time, how you deal with yourself. We say you manage yourself. You don't manage time, whether you wake up or you don't wake up, time is still going. You see, check on your character. Cause. Do you have a cause? What are you known for? What cause do you believe in? You will bring more people towards you. Today, many people in Kenya know Omutata, Okia Omutata. And enough times when people are in trouble, they say, why couldn't you call Okia Omutata? Maybe he will help, because he's already known for that. People knew, for example, or still know Raila Odinga for championing for the rights, and is the one who can make noise when people are being injured in some way. You see, people can know you for something. What do they know you for? Which cause are you championing? You see, this is where you show commitment to a cause. You show commitment to, you are focused on a particular direction. You are known, you are becoming a brand in a particular field. Your conviction in a particular, could be known for your faith. Yes, could be known uh, for your ability to empower people, communication, and things like that. What cause do you believe in? And the moment people buy that, they will buy you. They will also buy that. That can attract them to you because they believe in what you believe in. You see, the other thing is competence, and so cause, we use the this second finger, the one that is pointing. It is a direction thing. Yes, character is strength, the thumb. And then the second one is cause. You believe in a cause. You believe in this. You are committed to a particular direction, to a particular belief, to a particular understanding. Yes, you want, that is something that you're following. And then competence, and you can see it's the longest finger usually. It is your brand. You're building your brand. If you are a footballer, some of you know footballers, but you don't know all footballers. You will just know a few of them, and those are the ones who've risen to the top. Whether they are musicians, whether they are uh, comedians. Yeah, you see people like Churchill, they are known because they've been able to climb that ladder. They've been able to sharpen their skills through practice, through trial and error, through every other thing. They are working on themselves to become the best. But let me tell you, people can work on cause, people can work on competence, and generally Live Your Dream can help you on those, but we may not help you when it comes to character. Yeah, along the way it will just be known. So building your competence, are you competent enough? If you are working in a particular organization, are you becoming better? Or the same way you were last year, you are still the same way this year? You are the same 20 years ago, you are the same 5 years ago, your value in the marketplace was the same, and you are still the same. Are you growing in value in the marketplace? Are you becoming better? If you're a teacher, are you now better able to teach than you were doing it before? Are you more knowledgeable this time round? What is it if you are that you are bringing in the marketplace? If you are not bringing any value, nobody will care. You see. Now, then there is what I call chemistry, and it is this ring finger. It is the relationship. Yeah, building relationship with other people. This chemistry that when you are with people, they feel good. People want to be around you, or they want to get away from you. Are you this person whom we want to be around, or we want to run away from? It will always depend on what you say. This is about reputation again. And we are told that people will learn from, will know something, or will make an opinion, make a judgment about you based on what they hear from you, whether you say or somebody else says it about you, or what they see. Yes, they see it in you, or uh, something else. Maybe they read it somewhere. You see. So the question is, uh, are you somebody who is warm enough? Are you able to bring people closer to you? Are you able to glue people together? Are you able to work with people? Or you are this person who repels everybody? Yeah, somebody could bring you close for a short while, and then you go away because they want to run away from you. They do not want to meet you again. You realize that calls are just lowering, calls are just reducing. And we say that relationships are built with communication. When the moment communication starts fading, relationship is over. Yeah, ladies probably know this best. Oh, he's been calling today, no call, whatever. You know those things. Charm. And this charm thing, the little finger, is what makes the difference. Above everybody else, what is it that will put you ahead? You could be competent enough, you are in marketing, you are HR, you are in whichever profession, you are an engineer, but there are enough other people who are competent. And that's why today's business, today's selling is about relationship you build, the relationship you build, and the charm. Yes. If, for example, if we were talking about cause and you believe in maybe clean water and you are championing clean water, and that is what you talk about, and people are buying your idea, and you're giving them equipment that they can use to purify their water. But then the charm, there could be other people doing that, but this charm is now what distinguishes you out of the crowd. It could be the way you communicate. It could be charisma. You see, you can glue people to you. It could be your honesty, your degree of honesty, your truthfulness. It could be something else. It could be your courage. You see, some other people are timid, they are put down by their own fears. So you must think in terms of what is it that makes you stand out? Because remember, we said they buy you, then they buy from you, then they buy from your organization. But what will make you be distinguished from the rest? Somebody once said, his formula for success, he was a contractor building houses. He said, when he was asked, how do you succeed? How do you get to the top? He said, two things: work very hard, dress in red. Why dress in red? Because you will be distinguished from far. They can see this person who's been carrying things up and down and doing a lot of, because they can distinguish you. In other words, be upfront, be in front. So what value you bring to the marketplace will always determine how far you go. And this is something I suggest you can use to help you step up. One is be discoverable. Yes, make yourself discoverable. When you are around, people will know you are around. Yes, or somebody can look for you even online, by the way, and they get you. Your online presence is very, very critical. By the way, that's why I have a website, a personal website. You can check otienopolpeter.com. And many times people have reached me through the website. They just say, well, I was checking YouTube, I got something about some thing you did, and I was looking for your contract. When I Googled, I reached your website. That is it. Even some TV interviews, I've always received them through sheer website. Somebody said, I was Googling somebody, a local content person, yeah, somebody who can talk about finance. In this case, it was finance. Talk about finance from a local content, from a local perspective, not these international people. And I reached your website and I watched some of the things you have there. You see, so being discoverable is your responsibility. You could be having all the competencies, and this is why some other people say there are no jobs. You could be very capable, but they don't know about you. How will they realize that you're there? You are not on LinkedIn. You're too lazy to be there, or you find it not very attracting to you, or you're not on any social media. You do not have to be very vocal and things like that in social media, but it will tell people the type of character you are. Your absence also means something is wrong. Be available. You could be online, you could be on LinkedIn, but when they try to reach you, you are not available. Your phones are always off, or no email connection or something. When they chat you today, you will realize next year that somebody I've seen that. Sometimes somebody say, you say happy birthday to somebody, then they'll respond 6 months later. Thank you. You see, they are not available. Maybe they consider it not unimportant, but that is the way you connect with people. You see, so be available. Find yourself a way to be available, to be reachable. Yes, and you've got to fear. Many of us, we are held back by fear. The truth is, I learned this, that fear does not exist. It's just an impression in the mind that we put. So you must run away from fear. Yes, somebody said you must not fear anything except fear itself. And I love to say that fear is very courageous. It doesn't wait for you to attract it, to bring it along. It will come anyway. Fear is very courageous. On the other side, you've got to encourage your courage, because courage is timid, courage is shy. You've got to encourage it and come out and try things out. Then you realize, fear is gone, and now you have the courage. You see, you've got to attract success by being attractive, by working on your character, working on your competence, working on what you believe in, your cause, your purpose in life, working on your chemistry with people, working on your this little thing that makes the difference in your life, this little thing that sets you apart, working on yourself. Somebody said you've got to work harder on yourself than you work on your relatives, than you work on your government, than you work on your boss, than you work on your job, on your business, on your neighbor. You know, enough of us believe that our problems are outside there. Other people are our problem. It is our boss, it is our customers, it is our neighbor, it is my parents, it is everybody else except you. Until you realize that if there is no enemy within, then the enemy without can do you no harm. So the market will reward you according to what your perceived value is, what they perceived to be your value, what it perceives to be your value. You see, you could be worth more, but the perceived value is what will determine whether they will be with you, or they will give you more, or they will give you less. And I'd like to end it there for questions. It's already 8, so we can have a few minutes of questions before we wrap it up. It's question time. And if you are
Thank
going
you.
to ask more questions from now, after this, you can always reach us on consult@liveyourdream.co.ke. And by the way, we have a sales course. You can call for that for your organization. Go to liveyourdream.co.ke/sales mastery, or you just go there, then you check under class, you choose sales mastery, and you learn more. Otherwise, thank you very
Thank you.
much.
Thank
And
you so much. Thank you so much, Otieno Paul Peter. That was an awesome, awesome presentation. So, any question, kindly let us post our questions online. So far, I have not seen any question. Antonia, please help me with this. I have not seen any question, and if I have maybe missed any question, kindly let me know. Let me know. As OPP is speaking, I'm just thinking
there is a
that
question
it's
I
very
can see
not put.
somebody
I've not
else.
seen.
Susan, I've
Uh-huh.
just seen that. That's
Oh,
the first
Susan
thing I've seen.
Mugai.
Yes.
So
Susan
Susan
Mugai.
asks. Susan
Yes.
asks, what's the easiest way to make the jump from being known to being trusted?
Mhm. To being trusted. Yeah, that's simple. You see, being trusted simply means you keep your words. Yeah. On Saturday, I was going to visit my teacher. There is a teacher who picked me from the street. That is, I told you that at some point I wasn't going to school, and I was busy selling, looking for school fees. And then he came and told me, next year you will come to my school. So he picked me and gave me a chance to do to go back to school. So I passed Form 3, by the way. I went straight to Form 4. He told me go back to Form 3. I said no. Let me just do Form 4. Yeah, I had not read anything. God, give God glory. Yeah. So when I went, I was able to do exam, and so I was going to visit him on Saturday in Rongo. We agreed with another friend with whom we were to meet there by noon. When I was approaching that place, he told me I'll be a little late. I'll be there by 1. Okay. I was there just before noon, hanging, buying a few things. He told me, I called the teacher. He told me where he is, and he sent somebody to pick me. So we are there waiting. He said, let's wait for so and so. I don't want to mention the name. And we waited. It was 2. I asked, where are you? There is something I'm finishing. He was coming from Tanzania anyway. There's something, it's something I'm finishing in Tarime, and then I'm just crossing. So I'll be there by 4. Nikamwambia mwalimu, we, this guy amesema 4. So I think we better just go so that he will find us. We were going home. So we went home, and by the time, by 5, I asked him, well, you're not yet here. I'm just crossing. I'm just crossing. I left at 7 and he had not arrived. Do you think next time we are making an appointment, I want to trust him? So
Mm.
trust comes with keeping your word. When you say something, you mean it. I said that. Then you are consistent. You're not saying my best color is red. And then the following day, my best color is blue. And then the following day, my best color is yellow. Then which one are you? You see, it becomes a problem because what you said yesterday is not what you're saying today. Yeah. And
Mm.
this is why I don't rhyme with politics, because politicians will always support where they dance with the goodies. The goodies are bigger. So somebody will tell you today, bottom up cannot work. If you turn something upside down, yes, what do you see? Everything goes out. So that is bottom up. The following day, then he champions for that same bottom up. Then they are confusing. So the idea is keep your word, stay consistent, you will be trusted.
Thank you so so much. And I also believe, OPP, as you have said, it's in the small things, it's in the small details. Just it doesn't even have to be about money, time, just the small things. Just telling someone, I am 5 minutes away, and yet you've not even left at home. Okay, so another question is, what are most insurance agents not doing right when selling saving plans? That is a question from Dr. Melvin Glima.
Because by the way, most of those people are a big problem to themselves. They are their own enemies. They've not bought the plan. And then there is something else in selling. You better know everything about what you're selling. You're not going to look like you are fumbling. And when people don't buy you, they won't buy from you. They make judgment whether they are going to buy you from the time they look at you. You see, they've already made a decision. You remember that picture I showed of a guy in a t-shirt and a guy in this suit but downcast. Nobody wants to relate with that guy. They want you to finish, you go away. And then enough of them do not know how to do a sales presentation. They've never been taught that. They are taught, insurance companies do a big disservice to people. They hire them, teach them the product, they don't teach them what selling is. So you have the product, could be a very good product, but you don't know how to sell it. You don't know what it means to sell. You don't know how to do a presentation. You don't know how to close. You don't know how to handle objections. You do not know the secrets of selling. It's a big problem. Okay, let's
Okay,
go on.
thank you so much. Thank you so much. Anthony Mugo asks, are there difficult customers to sell? Like difficult, quote in quote.
That's okay. We have a principle in selling called some will, some won't, so what? Somehow, some will. We call it SW rule. Not everyone needs to buy. Yes, and by the way, it's good to know who your customers is. Yeah, who is a prospect and who is a suspect. We say they are not
Mhm.
prospects, they could be suspects. So you've got to know. And who is a prospect is this person who has the capacity to buy and has need. Enough times, by the way, even with insurance, they do not help us to uncover the need. There is a process in selling called uncovering the need. If you do not uncover the need, I don't know, I need it. You want to say, I need to take good nutrition. Why? Oh, you can have if you do not uncover the need that maybe this one will give me blood sugar, raise blood sugar. What is wrong with blood sugar? Oh, this blood sugar can make you have what they call diabetes and you'll be sick. Ah, okay, so what do I need to do? You see, so you've got to uncover the need as well.
Okay, thank you so much. Adagi Suba asks, what are objections indicative of one how best one can limit their frequency as they endeavor to sell?
What are objections indicative of, and how best can? I'm not sure I'm getting that question clearly,
Neither am
but
I.
it's talking about frequency as they endeavor to sell. You know, remember we said people buy you, then they buy from you. Now they buy you because they know you, like you, trust you. How long will they take to know you, to like you, to trust you? And now, this is another thing. Selling is a long term. You do not meet somebody today and you necessarily want them to buy right now, or pick some. It's like think about seduction. Yes, maybe Noel, somebody was hunted you for a long time. Ndio useme, okay, let's try it. So sometimes it takes longer, but as long as you are focused and you keep building relationship, you will not necessarily talk about your product. You will talk about other things. You can talk about football. You can talk about rainfall. Is it raining? You can talk about movie. But then by the end of the day, they come to like you. You know, by the way, sometimes, and this is true, you may meet somebody and they don't look very attractive. But over time, because you keep talking and you are getting used to each other, by the end of the day, they become likable. You see, that's the way it works. So, frequency or not, just find a way to make yourself comfortable with each other. Then the person will possibly buy.
Okay, thank you. So Otieno Paul Peter has given hunters we know are men, has given hunters who have not yet hunted and caught a he has given you a hint. Just stay there. People buy a story. People buy stories. So the market is looking for trustworthy people. Very true. So Dr. Melvin again asks, how do you handle clients who think they know everything about the product or service you are selling? This is
They
the
probably
oversmart
do, by the way.
clients.
They probably do already. So you better be smarter. They probably do. Now, here is the thing. And here is a very good question that you can always ask. If somebody asks, I already know about that. All you need to ask is, what exactly do you know? Yes. Then they will make effort to explain what they know. And remember, we said you do not have to sell everybody. Sometimes sales people, we are told a salesperson in Nairobi is traveling to Nakuru or to Mombasa to sell one client huko, and then another salesperson traveling from Mombasa to Nairobi to sell here. And then the question is, who benefits? It is the transport organization, the transport company. Because the person in Mombasa could as well sell to the person in Mombasa, and the person in Nairobi could as well sell to the person in Nairobi. You see, so
Mhm.
not everyone necessarily has to buy from you, but there are enough people to buy. If you can get, this is my principle, if you can get one person to buy, then it means there are enough of them out there. You just need to know who they are and locate them and sell to them.
Okay, thank you.
And
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'm loving this conversation. I don't know, but I feel we should just continue with it. When you spoke about charm, there's something that I remember that Derek told us. In his first session, he said that no woman has ever conquered the world in flat shoes. And people are like, oh, flat shoes, sasa mgongo and everything. No, it's not about, it's not
it's not about
about,
the flat shoes, but it's about being flat.
exactly.
Yes, you could be
Uh-huh.
flat. Nobody wants to relate with you. You're not elegant enough. You could be in the flat, literal flat shoes, but the way you carry yourself with the aura, with the energy that you have, nobody cares your shoes.
Mhm.
By the way, enough men don't even notice the shoes, and that's why you can even go to the salon and they didn't notice. You see, there is something else that they saw. You see, so let's not take it so literal. Let's think about it. Do you carry yourself as somebody who believes in themselves with confidence even as you walk, or you walking like you're beaten
Mm.
up? You
Thank
see,
you.
so
Very,
you
very
cannot
true.
conquer the world in
Mm-hmm.
desperation.
Very, very true. There's something that Eric Obwaka has said, something that is very true. He says that insurance agents aren't selling you value, they sell insurance saving plan. So sell a solution. Which solution are you giving? Sell a benefit. What can someone benefit, enjoy, or enjoy by what you are offering? Sales is a process. Master it. Sales is a
Yeah, that's
process. Master it. So just
that's why
remember
we are
what
talking about the selling process. Yeah, we are talking
uh-huh.
about, remember I talked about enough of them do not know the selling process. At what point do you say what? You do not uncover the need. Why do I need this? You've not told, we talk about features versus benefits. If I'm selling to you a phone, I tell you this phone has lithium battery, it has this, whatever, it has this number of capacitors, ACs, whatever, it's this size. It doesn't help you. All you want to know is this one, if you charge it, it can take 48 hours without charge. Now that makes you very happy. Oh, this phone, if you take a photo, it looks this. So that is what Eric is talking about. And it comes when you understand the process of selling.
Mm,
Yeah. So our sales mastery calls us 6 modules,
mhm.
which take 12 hours. Usually we do it in 6 modules. Each module is 2 hours,
Okay.
and that will cover almost everything that people think about. Thank you.
Okay, thank you
So, yeah.
so much. Thank you so much. So, Bumi, I also love that quote. Some will, some won't. So what? Like, I love that attitude. I love that attitude. So, Kezia is asking, or
We-
yeah, Kezia says, most find some products costly. How do you sell value? I think I personally say, you have your customers, you
People
have
don't buy
them.
price. People don't buy price, Noel. People don't buy price, and that's why. Something I loved in Nairobi the moment I came to Nairobi, and I usually tell people I came to Nairobi to build a business, not to study. Studying gave me an opportunity because I could therefore be released, go to Nairobi. It's official. But you see, in Nairobi, you walk in the streets, you're buying a shirt, the same shirt, somebody will sell you 1,000. At another place, they sell it at 1,500. And they're all making noise, talking about the same
Mhm,
thing. And
mhm.
sometimes you will come, look at this one for 1,000, and you go to the one for 1,500, and you still buy it. There is a customer for everybody. And that's why that Masai guy with the dark, whatever, liquid in a bottle walking around also sells. They've not run out of business because people will always buy. You see, so we've got to know that people don't buy price, and if you are competition is not about price. Safaricom is still the most expensive, but people still use it. So it's good to know what is it that people buy. Yes, people
Mm,
buy you, they buy from you. The moment they trust your brand, they will pay a premium for it. You see,
mm,
they will not look for the
true.
cheaper one because they've already trusted
Mm,
your brand.
mm. Very, very true. And I think that one just narrows down even to the smallest things in our lives. Where I stay, the maybe like the mode of transportation is via tuk-tuks. So there's this day I'm coming from the hospital and I'm coming home, and there were two tuk-tuks at the gate. One wanted to carry me for 150 shillings, and the other one was 200 shillings. So definitely, we know you're not buying, you buy the person first. Before I buy from you, I have to buy you first. I'm not buying your product, I'm buying you. So the way this guy who was charging me 200 shillings sold himself to me, like made me buy him. So this guy was 150, this guy was 200 shillings. But at the end of the day, I ended up being carried by the guy who was charging me 200 shillings. Why? Because of the way he sold his idea to me. So the price is an issue. Very true. That was a wonderful session. Otieno Paul Peter, I
Yeah.
personally feel you should be doing this more and more and more because we are buying and we are selling every day. It is Vusi Tembekwayo who says that even in marriage, you have to sell your, like as a husband, you have to sell yourself to your wife every day. As a wife, you have to sell yourself to your husband every day. Like, why should I be with you? Huh? why should I continue being in this marriage? Huh? So approach it that way. I'm sure some people will disagree, but it's okay. You're entitled to your own opinion, which is fine. So thank you so much, Otieno Paul Peter, for that wonderful session. There's something you want to say, and then just say it after you say it. Antonia, kindly give a vote of
No,
thanks.
I wanted to say that time imeenda. We are way past time.
Okay, Antonia. Okay, if Antonia is taking time, then I'll call upon Dr. Melvin Blima.
Lady Noel, uh, I can't tell you how happy have been to be in this session because Otieno Paul Peter has sold himself. And let me tell you a secret. He managed to sell me uh, a web hosting service last week. And he was so charming that I think I'm going to continue with him. I'm going to leave from wherever I am right now and shift to him, just because of uh, of his attitude, of the way he presented himself, of the way he showed me that I know nothing about web hosting. He demonstrated. I came there thinking I knew everything, and he showed me I knew nothing, and that he was the best solution for my problem. I'm still working with him. I'm a work in progress. So the thing about Otieno Paul Peter is that he walks the talk. He's not just full of bluster because he's confident in the way he speaks about selling, but he actually is in the marketplace, selling himself, selling his ideas, selling his projects, and people are buying. So if you want to know a little bit more about selling, you want to plug into his course, which is it a 6-week course or a 6-session course? And I was
Six
hoping to
module,
hear
yes.
6-module course, and I was just hoping to hear how much does it cost? Because I can think of hundreds of people who would benefit from such a course. And we can't thank him enough. We can't thank Antonia enough. And we can't thank Lady Noel enough for being in the background of this particular session today. And especially Lady Noel for moderating the session so well. Thank you so much, all of you. And I want to thank the audience for being here. This is time well spent. And as we go forward, we hope to see the recording of this particular event. And not only that, we are hoping to join the Power Monday team next Monday. Now, I think I'll end with a word of prayer, if that's okay, Lady Noel. So let us bow our heads and go into a prayer session. Thank you, Heavenly Father, for this particular session. Thank you for our speaker for today, Otieno Paul Peter, who has uncovered the mystery behind selling successfully. Thank you for the audience that has been here tonight, this morning. And we also thank you for everybody in the background who have put this show together. We ask that you be with us today, you be with us throughout this week, and that you bless the work of our hands and help us to sell ourselves much better after this talk. We ask all of this believing and trusting in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen. Amen.
Amen. Amen. Thank you so much, Dr. Melvin. So we have a WhatsApp group, and I've seen Edna has already shared the link